All right, hello. Hope we're all doing great out there. Welcome to Bugsnax. My name's Conception 2. I have a very familiar voice with me on commentary. If you would like to reintroduce yourself.
My name is Ricold. I caught monkeys before, and now we're catching Bugsnax.
Yeah, similar vein, but not quite the same. So we're gonna be doing the no major skips category, which is a little bit longer. You might have seen 80% before. I ran it in Minithon, so that is a very short category. This is ever so slightly longer, but we get to see more of the game. First thing though, we did have an incentive for our main character's color, the Grumpus color. So where did we end up on that, Sky?
Sorry, say that again. My thing went out for a sec.
No problem. We had a incentive for the color of our main character, the Grumpus color. Just wanted to see where we landed on that, so I know what color to pick here.
Sure, let me check real quick.
Yeah, no problem. I think yellow was in the lead unless we got, a last minute snag.
We got like $77 of donations. Anything could have happened.
Oh boy. Okay.
Alright, it looks like yellow did win, so if you like yellow, this is it.
This is great, yeah. Alright, so yellow is here. The game does, the run rather, does not start on a new save file, it actually starts when we load in, so I'm going to do my best to count you in. So I'm going to start here. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so this is Bugsnax. We are currently a Grumpus, which is kind of like a furry humanoid type character, vaguely round. We are yellow, as you can see. Thank you for your donations, by the way. And we are a journalist, and we're coming to Snacktooth Island to explore and meet its inhabitants and learn about Bugsnax. So here is the here is really like the only quote-unquote skip of the game. I say skip in it because it doesn't skip anything in terms of gameplay, but it does skip a cutscene. However, the no major skips category is basically another fancy way of saying no areas early. So we don't do anything to get into any areas early. All right, and this is Philbo, everyone's favorite, or a lot of people's favorite, I should say. All right, so first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna catch our first bug snack here, which is gonna be a Strabby.
Nice.
Oh, Phil got away from me. There we go. Get back here. All right, and then we gotta catch another Strabby, which is gonna be all the way over here. And then we're gonna catch a third Strabby, which is gonna be up here. And then last but not least, we're going to catch a Roodle, hopefully, on the first try. Yeah, nice. I've been messing that up a lot lately, so I'm glad. And that is because Philbo here is hungry, needs to eat some Bugsnax. Needs the energy to get moving. All right, and that's basically our first area. You're gonna notice with no major skips, the big thing that we do is we'll preempt a lot of the quests that we need to complete and then just kind of complete them all at once. That's kind of the general idea with the routing.
All right, through here. Yeah.
All right, so not too shabby. This next area, Garden Grove, if you happen to see the any percent run, this is actually going to be the exact same as the any percent run. This is the only area, one of the only areas in the game that we can't get out of early. So if you want to talk a little bit about that, Rikel, as to why we can't get out of this one early, even if we wanted to.
Yeah, sure. So we actually found a way to get out of bounds and get into the area where the lodestone is.
There's a pen set up nearby.
For whatever reason, the developers decided that this is the only area in the game where the lodestone appears the moment you do all of the quests and Philbo opens up the bush. So even if we wanted to, we couldn't even get out of here.
Yes, and I'm gonna try something a little risky here. Looks like it's going to pay off though, which is a very new strat, which is called fast fried or a quick frieder, which I was able to do successfully. The reason why it's only a little bit risky is that it can really throw off the rotations of the bugs, and you can miss some key cycles, which will lose you a lot of time. But so far so good. Got them all. Great.
I'm just so.
And what we do for that fast frieder, by the way, that's that which is the new strategy I was discussing, is what we used to do is we used to jump down, and then kind of bait the frieder over with some extra ketchup, and then you know, catch it when it's on the ground. However, what we do now is we actually throw the trap up top and stand on top of it, shove it through the floor, and then the bottom of the trap will actually clip through the floor where the frieder is hanging out on the ceiling from the above angle, and we capture it through the floor, which saves us quite a bit of time, at least like 4 or 5 seconds over the traditional method. But like I said, you got to act fast, or else some of those other bugs that you set up will start to you know lose your cycle on them.
Like, I'm not. It says. It also.
That was all pretty good, to be honest. I can't complain.
Oh. I bet
Look really
you
fluid,
know
and I haven't seen this strat before.
Wait a
Yeah, I didn't do it. The last marathon, I didn't do it because it's a little bit risky. Because, like I said, if you miss cycles, and you're going to be wasting, I could waste up to like 45 seconds here on missed cycles if I don't do it right.
See, I haven't. You'll have.
But I've been practicing it a lot lately, so I decided to go for it. And it's nice and, like you said, nice and fluid, nice and smooth. Gets us through the area relatively quickly.
Well.
But now that we finished Garden Grove, we're into Snacksburg, which is kind of like our main hub area. It's the area that connects to all of the other areas. The premise of the game. So there are really there's 13 Grumpuses that are on the island, and we got to get them to come back to Snacksburg so they can start living in peace again. So we're trying to locate where all the other Grumpuses are, and then what we need to do is do what is necessary to get them to come back, and that often involves completing quests where they have to eat or otherwise capture or bring them Bugsnax, you know, whatever the case may be.
You could anyway. I'll be all right.
So we're going to be doing that a little bit, starting right now. We're actually going to walk all the way back to our friend Beffica, who we just met, and we're going to do the quests that satisfy her so that we can get her back to Snacksburg. And hopefully this is nice and fluid looking as well, but it's a little tough to do quickly, so hopefully we can get there.
Welcome, Scan.
I trust in you.
All right, so first we need to identify 6 Bugsnax in the area, luckily 3 of which we caught the first time around, and then we're taking pictures of things as we pass by. Got them all. And the reason why we capture that weenie worm is because the next quest that Beffica is going to give us is to feed her favorite bug snack, which is a weenie worm. And the reason why we know that is because there's one depicted on the wall in her room, which is just around the corner. There, you can see it right there on the wall. And one other thing that Beffica wants us to do is she wants us to go and figure out what Wambus, who is the tall blue farmer Grumpus, is doing between 10 and 1 a.m. So we go to her bed, we sleep till midnight, we head back here to Snacksburg, and then we're gonna go see what Wambus is up to. The reason why we do it that way as opposed to like sleeping when we get here is because during that cutscene, Wambus will start his like wake up process. So it actually saves us a few seconds to do it this way, as opposed to, you know, waking up, sleeping in the bed, and then, you know, just waiting for Wambus to get out of bed, basically. All right, but also all so far so smooth, so can't complain.
Plus, see your.
Yeah, no, me neither.
Yeah.
With that, Beffica is so happy, and now she's gonna live into Snacksburg again.
That's right. So if you're counting, we have 3 Grumpuses returned. Filbo, Wambus, and Beffica have all returned. Now we're gonna go work on the. We're gonna go start working on a few more in a new unlocked area. This one's called Simmering Springs. Simmering Springs is kind of an annoying one. We'll get into that a little bit later, because I'll let Rico do most of the talking while I focus on not butchering the strat here. But first, we got some cutscenes to get through.
Yeah, there's a good one coming up. First of all, we have Floofty up here, and Floofty is giving us a weird device that makes us choose. Is that the one?
Yep, but
yeah, makes us choose
yeah.
Which limb we're gonna influence.
Yeah, so before, when we were feeding Bugsnax to our friends here, they would eat the Bugsnax, and their limb at random would turn into that Bugsnax. We kind of saw it with Filbo when we fed Filbo and Wambus as well. But now we have the ability to choose which limb will be changed. which will be important for a few quests coming up in a little bit. Actually, right away, Wiggle, who is here on the left, the one who's singing relatively loudly, I'm sure, on your screen. That's kind of her vibe. She'll have so she'll want a specific bug snack on a specific part of her body. So we're gonna take care of that for her. This is Gramble, who is somewhat of a pacifist. Doesn't eat bug snacks like the rest.
See that
He's a lover, not an eater.
Yeah.
I've been training him to follow my pointer in his buggy ball.
This is a good time to explain some of the other tools that we can get in the game. This is our second tool that we get, which is the buggy ball. Which is basically a strabby and a ball that rolls around, so that'll be useful for a few things. The game intends for you to take the strabby all the way through a maze there, but you can actually just set it up to kind of go to the end, and by just pointing it to where the end of the maze is. So you don't really have to waste time with you know, like taking the ball through the maze. Just point it at the end and let it do it on its own, which is great. We need that grape skeeto. That's going to be one that we need. And then the second one we need is this Pinantula. So I actually shot it with some chocolate, waiting for this Crapple to, which is an unfortunate name in a way, to come and pick it up so that we can then grab it. All right, and then Wiggle wants this Pinantula as her hair. So no problem. She's got pineapple hair now. Easy.
I mean, it does look better on her.
Yeah, honestly, the pineapple hair is where it's at. Like, it's stylish. It matches, like, her fur tone. You know, it works. All right, we're going to get this orange peel bug that's hiding in this log here. And then we're going to throw our buggy ball over here. And then I'm going to kind of just focus on doing this right. So feel free to take over and explain what it is that I'm doing.
Okay, sure, yeah. So, like we said before, some of the... or all of the Bugsnax have this favorite sauce that they like, and for these little kiwis, I forget the name, actually, I'm sorry. They really love chocolate, but we have to lure them all the way back to Gramble, because that's one of his quests. And so far it's all looking good. The difficult part is that you don't want the kiwis to see you.
There we go.
Looking good for her.
Yeah, we got it. We got it. That's pretty good, I believe.
He likes anyway. Please.
Another thing that I should mention is that we've done 2 quests for... I'm really bad with names, it's late.
Gramble? Yeah.
Not Gramble?
Oh, Wiggle.
Wiggle, yeah.
Yeah.
We did 2 quests for her, but there's one other quest that we can't do just yet, so we'll come back later.
Yeah, so that actually went pretty well. Can't really complain. What can happen there, like Recut was explaining, is the Queebles can get really trapped on a few different things. If they have this ability where they, if they want to burrow into the ground to like try and get, you know, for example, the buggy ball covered in chocolate, they'll burrow it into the ground and like fling it up with their like spoon nose. I believe it's a spoon.
It's a spoon, yeah.
Yeah. If they do that, they pause where they're at, and then if the other Queeble sees, you know, if one Queeble does that and the other Queeble sees it, they get afraid and then run into whatever's around. So that's one thing that can get messed up there. Another thing that can get messed up there is that if you're not fast enough on that cycle, the Crapple that we had used to get the Pinantula can start getting closer and closer, and Crabbles are also attracted to chocolate. So, and not only that, the Queebles, you know, are kind of afraid of them too. So it doesn't really help.
There's a lot that could go wrong, and fortunately none of it did.
Yeah, but that went pretty well. That went pretty well. Throughout the No Major Skips runs, there are going to be 4 what I call parties or celebrations, and this is the first of 4. These are basically extended cutscenes that are a little bit interactive. So, for example, I got to talk to everyone that we had brought back so far, and then kind of just waited around. I grabbed some extra, you know, sauce just in case somebody needed it for later. And then they're just going to be, you know, kind of talking at will. This is actually the shortest of the parties, which is great. So we don't have to worry about it too much. But when we get into the second, third, and fourth parties are all pretty long. But usually there's stuff we can do, like stack cups near a fire and kind of watch them burn. So that's a fun thing that we can do in the meantime. but the cutscene is already just about wrapped up, so that's great.
But hey, I do gotta mention that I'm gonna do violence to you.
I'm gonna do violence to you. Classic Wambus line. All right, great. So now we get through our first party and we're heading into a new area called this one is Scorch Gorge. No, is that the second one? I always forget. Yeah, Scorch Gorge is this one. Sizzling Stands is the other one. So Scorch Gorge here, and this one has a lot of fun tech.
So the first thing you want to do is these pop ticks on the floor. We can't catch them just yet. They need to be on fire first, and only after that will they become scared of us. And they will actually
come on,
flee and go all the ways. And I see that you just missed these, breaking this wall with whatever this thing is called.
Spuddy.
Spuddies. I'm not the best with names.
Me neither. I had to learn a bunch of them, so I didn't make a fool of myself.
And I guess this is really weird, but just putting the snack trap on there, on the cactus, and catching that cheap booth.
Even weirder, just throw it in midair like that. And then this last one we're gonna kind of put on this plant.
This game is some good fun.
Yep, so we can get this Rebelpede. We kind of have to just get it to get afraid and come off the wall. Here's another Grumpus that we're gonna interact with here, named Cromdo. How I like to describe, he's like the used car salesman of all the Grumpuses. Everyone has like their own distinct personality.
Hey, watch it, wise guy.
Yeah, Danny DeVito, if you will. All right, so
he's actually, he's a nice guy. He gives you the trampoline.
Yeah, which is probably the most useful tool we use in the run. Oops.
Yeah, for sure.
There we go. Besides the actual snack trap, I guess. All right, so now that we are doing some of his quests, we're gonna come over here. We're gonna get this sweet frieder. Luckily, the wind. Oh, geez, hey, the wind blows off the trap for us, so we can grab that. We're gonna get this Spuddy's attention to try and get this door. That's all right. Come on, buddy, or Spuddy, I should say. Come on, run over here.
Yeah, you can do it.
There we go. I don't love when he runs in. Oh, come on. We need to get this shy weenie worm. There we go. That'll be important later. All right. And then we grab a third Sheepoof. I grab this as well. And that is because Cromdo wants to eat 3 Sheepoofs. He's pretty hungry. We're gonna feed him those 3 Sheepoofs.
Just turn his hands into Cheepoofs. Whole arm even.
Yep.
Perfect.
And a sweet frieder. Of course. All right. Now we gotta grab a couple extra Rebelpedes, so we're gonna throw that rock at that one to spook it a little bit. Grab that one.
I'm trying not to
Talk to Triffany because she has a long cooldown after this conversation for some reason. And then you're gonna have to believe me, but there's a Rebelpede on the ceiling here. Caught it. There we go. And then we're gonna feed the Rebelpedes to Triffany.
Ooh. Isn't that nifty?
Oh, so well.
I want if you. Oh.
All right. Oops. Did I knock one over here? No, I didn't. Okay. They're both over here. Great.
These are both pop.
Alright. Yeah, and I was able to get one. Pop ticks are the most annoying part of this whole area for sure.
Check as far General. Would you talk to you later?
And not only because they're like really scared and really alert, but also because there's a Scorpino who shoots fire whenever like you put down the snack trap. It's really annoying.
Yeah, so you cannot have your trap there for too long or it'll get lit on fire. And if it does get lit on fire, you cannot capture it, obviously.
Did you find?
Like you cannot even pick up the trap if you wanted to.
You gotta.
All right, but that's it. Got through that pretty unscathed as well. So far, so good. Now, if you remember, we had to get pop ticks for our friend Wiggle all the way back in the Simmering Sands. So we're going to run back there, turn those into Wiggle, so that we can get Wiggle to come back as well.
How about we have another party then?
Yeah, I think then it'll be time for another party. Because what's not to celebrate? More and more of the Grumpuses are coming back. Why not be happy about it, you know?
Yeah. Maybe Wiggle even goes to sing for us.
All right. And you'll notice that, well, as well, sometimes instead of walking back, I'll wait for the, kind of loading thing to trigger in the top right corner, and then I'll reload the save. And that is because whenever you reload the save or the checkpoint, it goes back to the door that you entered the area from. So it becomes a lot easier to return that way, as opposed to walking all the way back. And here we are in party number 2. Now, party number 2 is like you saw there, called Ghost Stories. We're basically sitting around a fire trying to, where the Grumpuses talk to each other and kind of get a little spooked, get a little scared. It's also one of the longest cutscenes in the game, and there's almost nothing to do. All I do is walk from point A to point B like 3 times. One thing I do like to always show off is we're staring at here, but what is that? Okay, it's gone.
Up on top of the canyon, real.
But other than that, there's really nothing to show off here. So if we happen to have some donations or we want to plug any incentives or anything like that, now is a great time for that.
Talk about something else.
That sounds good, and I just want to let y'all know the commentary has been really stellar so far, so thank you so much for that. We appreciate that. We have a couple of donations from the community, actually. So we have a $1.01 donation from Tempest Mask, who says, another Calithon supporting a community? Time for Tempest to give his first dollar to the cause, but this time I'm bringing the 101 to the scene. Love thy neighbor as you love thyself, GG's, and best of luck to Con. Let's hope my burger isn't a bunger. I'm hoping I read that right. How about we name the 2CG hero Tama? Thank you very much for that. Appreciate that. And $20 from Steve TV Online, who says, this is a shout out to my best friend Lee, who is not a fan of speedruns, but is part Asian and would love that I put a donation in his name. Second, congratulations to Conception on a new world record earlier today. And finally, our end is nigh and our doom approaches. Back to you. Good luck.
It's over by the mill.
Yes, absolutely. Now's a great time to end there because we have ever so slightly just a little bit of movement where we grab a piece of wood and then return to the fire, but that's all we do. But yeah, thank you so much, Steve, for that. Yeah, I did one last practice run this afternoon and got a very unexpected world record. Yeah, and we're on good pace to see if we can do, maybe even challenge that even further. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I appreciate that, Steve. Thank you so much for your donations. And thanks to everyone who's donating to help stop AAPI hate. Such an incredible cause, so important with everything that's going on in the world and how, how messed up this all is. And we need to do whatever we can to help support these communities who are being targeted, harassed, abused, killed. So I couldn't be prouder to be a part of something like this. So thank you so much.
For sure.
There aren't animals out here other than us.
But yes, that was one of 3 times we get to move in this very, very long cutscene. It feels the slowest by far. One thing we do get to do is we get to light a stick on fire and we can just kind of throw it at them. That's kind of fun, I guess. There's not much else we can do. And it doesn't affect them. Look, it looks like Wiggle should be a little nervous by that, but no, we're good. But yeah, this is the slowest of the parties by far. There are a few that are kind of close in length, but you have more to do in them at least. So at least that makes it a little bit more fun.
They took a bite out of it.
We also wanted to shout out Bugsnax running as a whole. This game is very, very fun. I suggest anyone play it casually because I think you'll have a wonderful time. But if you are interested in speedrunning and you're looking for a game that's short, the any percent category is a really great one. Or if you want to run something that's a little bit longer and you get to see some of the story and check out the cool areas on the map, No Major Skips is an excellent run as well. I couldn't suggest it enough. Just run this game. It's great. Even 100% is very reasonable. The PC world record for 100% is like 1 hour 38 without loads. So it's very reasonable, very fun, colorful, lively, beautiful relationships that you'll get to explore. Play this game.
Boss fight in Hundo.
Plus, yeah, you'll get to see some epic Bugsnax that you won't get to see in this run. If you want to see a giant watermelon Bugsnax, or maybe a giant cake, or a sushi dragon, or a giant pizza moth, you want to play this game. Trust me.
And also because of the colorful cast that you get to know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can see these 6 Grumpuses here, which are 6 out of 12 that we want to get back into town. We got, from left to right, we have Ramble, the pacifist, Wiggle we've already introduced, Wambus, who's the farmer, pretty fun, and his wife, Triffany, I keep forgetting her name.
Yep, you got it.
Makes no sense. Why would
Who is, she's like an archaeologist and pretty much into science, but also a really caring character. And then the total opposite next to her is Beffica. She likes to snoop into other people's houses and take pictures. She's like the gossip girl. And we've already spoken about him, but self-appointed mayor Filbo, he tries to like get everyone back together, and he doesn't have that leadership in him, but he's definitely trying his best, and that's what counts. And we're helping, of course.
Yeah, exactly. And we have more characters to meet still that we haven't even met yet. So come on, it's a wonderful game. I'm gonna zoom in on this area of ground for no particular reason. Suddenly there's planks there.
Grumpin' Snacks, it's coming for us.
All right, I promise this party is almost over. We are almost there. So we have this one other part where we have to inspect as to what just caused that crash and that loud sound that occurred. Then we come back for a small little bit more dialogue, and then we are good to go.
By some monster or floofty, just because you won't admit you're scared.
Don't worry, Gramble. We'll go check it out.
Wiggle's got an incredible voice. I am unsure of the voice actor's name behind Wiggle, but like incredible voice, like wonderful voice acting for Wiggle specifically. If obviously for all of them, but
doing better. Anyway, don't.
This is Chandlo, who in my chat is pretty much an overwhelming favorite. He's a very like kind character, but he's also kind of like the he's got the jock side to him, loves basketball and is very strong and athletic.
Don't worry, folks.
So very popular character.
And the noise was just Chandler.
Almost
To
done.
be fair, we're talking about the voice actors right now, and I should say that like the whole cast, like it's not a B-rank set of voice actors. Now all of them are pretty much known in the game world. We got Chandlo that we just saw.
Yeah. If anybody's
we did.
it's me.
Who is Yuri from Marvel Spider-Man on PS4. Wambus is Brett from Overwatch. I don't know how to say the other name. Filbo
right,
is
yeah.
Saitama from One Punch Man.
If you-
And
Go ahead.
yeah, in the next area we'll see a yellow person. You might know him as a certain blue blur.
Yes. I forgot that was that voice actor actually. This is one of my favorite areas as well because it's really fun speed tech involved with it. We get to do some really cool things here. Oh no, I accidentally opened my camera instead of the trap. Here we go. There we go. No, we're fine. We're fine. There we go. Come back up here. No. All right, here we go. Back up here. Let's slow it down for a second. There we go. No! Get me up on this rock, please.
There's a lot of early tech you
There we
can
go.
do. Like, you're not supposed to stand where Conception is standing right now.
Yeah, you're not supposed to stand there. That was not the way that we were supposed to grab that Cinestail there. You're actually supposed to like launch something over and then grab it with a tool that we don't even have yet. So we're about to get it though. But yeah, basically we launch a cookie up at a honeybee, and the honeybee is naturally very sticky. So the cookie and the honeybee stick together, which we need both, which is great, so we can capture both.
Oh, he did. What is your?
And then we need another honeybee there, which they all fall down when you launch the cookie at it, so you just grab another one, which is great. And then we need quite a few Cinesnails, so you just scale the rocks a few different directions and get a few more of them. And then we actually do need one more, which we're gonna see here in a second. So, but first we're gonna game. We're gonna ball. This is how you play basketball, right? I think this is the rules. I think you just grab the basketball and then you just put it at the bottom. Oh no, you just put it at the bottom. I think that's the rules. I mean, get in there. There we go.
The only thing you're forgetting is a dribble, but sure.
Dribble.
This is not NBA.
Yeah. All I know is how to slam dunk. That's all I know how to do. All right, so there's one more Cinesnail there, which we're gonna grab. Oop, nope, not yet. Not feeding yet. We gotta talk about your basketballs first, and then we can feed you a Cinesnail. All right. And then there is one more tool that we're actually gonna grab in this area, which is at the top of this tower, which we're gonna launch ourselves up here. Got it. Through a pole there, weirdly enough. And then we're gonna feed Chanlo. Chanlo needs the fuel. He needs the muscle. He needs to be stronger. What's stronger than eating cinnamon rolls? Oh, oops. I forgot one more step there. We gotta feed him the honeybees. What's stronger than eating cinnamon rolls and honey? I don't know it. All right.
That nose.
Yeah. Yeah, I love the honey. What is that? Like a honey wand that you use when you drizzle honey? I think that's what it's called.
Once you have it,
maybe. It looks like a pine cone more.
Seem to have avoided being
yeah.
Straight pine cone.
Why, my...
All right, so we need to forward the don't sleep. We need to forward the time to midnight because Snorpy here needs some Charmallows, which only come out at night. So we need to forward the time. So we're gonna throw that trap there for one of them to run into, and then we're actually going to shoot this popsicle to attract the other. This is like a hot spring of sorts. So we're gonna grab the first one there. We're gonna grab the second one here, if it lets me. Thank you. And then we actually do need these popsicles as well. Hey, don't follow the Quookie, follow me. So we're gonna wait for it to explode. The reason why it was vulnerable there is because the Charmallow is fire. Obviously that was ice, so that melted it quite a bit. And then we're actually gonna need those to get Cromdo to come back as well.
With that,
so that'll be very important.
You've been...
And then with that, we actually get Chanlo and Snorpy to return now.
Wait.
And now we're done for right now in Sugar Pine Woods. So we gotta go back and we gotta see our friend Cromdo though, who weirdly and specifically wants popsicle legs. I don't know why.
He has a good reason for that. His feet get hot. The sand is hot.
Yeah, that's true. He is in a very hot area. I'm sure that's rough on the old paws. So we definitely want to be able to cool those off for Cromdo as much as possible.
I believe that is the official lore for that.
See, that's why you have commentary on your speedruns, folks, because you learn stuff. It's been a while since I played this game casually, so.
Early on in the game's lifetime, the thing in the top left actually mentioned that he wanted big popsicles. And then we found out, oh, we can break the big popsicle into two, which is something you'll see more often with some other big enemies, like this Whoopie Banoopie.
Mm-hmm.
And the crying? I forgot the name of the other thing. Doesn't matter.
The Picantis.
You're doing a
yeah, that one.
doing a
trying to gun this.
Yep.
Love that thing.
Yeah, that one's a really cool one. So here we're actually in our third party already. During this party, what we're going to need to do is find 6 clues as to what's going on in the island, and then kind of take pictures of it for evidence. Now, weirdly enough, you can actually pre-photograph these. The game doesn't tell you that, but you can pre-photograph them. Ooh, wow, nice. And if you're lucky enough, like I just was, you can actually get a 4th one, which is just over Gramble's shoulder here. It's really tough to get. It's all based on where you're positioned. So I actually have 4 of the 6 items we need before I am even able to move, and then we just have to grab the last 2. So after that, though, after we find these clues and after like they're done talking here, it's just another extended cutscene. But what's happening basically is they're getting a little nervous. The island seems a little bit unsettled. There's some shaking. It's not nightmares, as Gramble is saying. There's some weird stuff going on the island. They're trying to figure out what it is. So that is what we are doing with our clues, and they're gonna just kind of figure out the mysteries of the island. Just to give you a little bit of lore.
A little beauty sleep would do you wonders.
And if you're counting, by the way, we are now up to 9 returned. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're fighting 8, 9. And like we set up near the top, we need 12 to come back to get towards the end game. So we're getting very, very close.
There's gotta be some physical evidence.
Very, very close.
Yeah?
Indeed. We should sweep the perimeter and keep watch in case the creature returns.
Good idea.
All right, cutscene is almost over.
Scope out the restroom, find out what they saw.
Grab the last 2 here. And then you can't even get this one because the door has to open first. So you have to wait for the cutscene to be over before you can even get that one.
You found what you were... Well...
All right, great. So now we're just on extended cutscene again. So if we in that few minutes we happen to have any other donations or incentives that came through Sky, now is a great time for that too.
A bit of a prejudicial term, don't you think? I'd call it.
I'm really happy that you mentioned incentives because we have a few exciting bits of news here. So the first thing is the Hollow Knight Path of Pain has been completed. So thank you all so much. We'll be having the Hollow Knight Path of Pain tomorrow. The next incentive we have is the Ori and the Will of the Wisp bonus run. That's $21 right now out of $600. So if you'd like to see the bonus run of Ori and the Will of the Wisps, please get those donations in. In addition, another bid war has been added. We have Squirtle versus Bulbasaur in Pokemon Sword. So again, we're talking about Pokemon earlier. If you like Squirtle or Bulbasaur, you may want to start adding on to that bid war as well. And of course, we still have the naming incentive for Pokemon TCG, which is coming up soon. So if you would like to use a meme or something fun or your favorite Pokemon for the player's name, please get those donations in right now. Also, this cutscene is really adorable. I've been trying not to watch it while I've been reading that. So I want to ask you, Kana, what inspired you to begin running this game?
Yeah. So I was one of the lucky few, I would say, that was able to get a PS5 at launch. So I've had the PS5 since it came out. And that bears mentioning as well. I am running on PS5, but the PC is another avenue that you can run this game at as well. But I prefer running on console. And Bugsnax was a game that came free with PlayStation Plus when the console first came out. So I was, obviously looking for games to play on my new system. I wanted to try this game out. I had heard a little bit about it. Plus, it's kind of star-studded cast. And then I expected to like it, but I didn't expect it to like it as much as I did. I just became enamored with the story, with the characters. There's a lot of really good representation in here as well, with LGBTQIA plus representation, which I fell in love with, and the game is just like addictingly fun. So as soon as I saw that, plus the fact that this game got really optimized really fast, I really wanted to learn how to speedrun it, and I wanted to get really good at it. So that's kind of how I jumped in here with this game. And it's really good. It's just a beautiful game. I really like it.
If she's not with Lisbeth, we gotta.
I have a totally different relationship with this game.
Yeah, go ahead.
I came in as an Ape Escape runner, and I knew B-Man and Yuri, and they were like setting up the community.
Now, let's go get some
and it took me a few days to join and look what it was all about. Eventually, I bought the game, and played it, then, oh, this is actually fun. Then I started to run any percent, and any percent is fun, but it's not fun. So I started to look into the other categories that were on the board, and no one ran or routed no major skips before. So I was like, I could probably run and route that, and I did.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, you were one of the first people to have like an optimized route for this category, and I reached out to you when I was ready to learn no major skips to get some notes and stuff like that, because you were instrumental in getting the route like formulated. So for sure,
it definitely got improved like well without me. I haven't run this thing in quite some time, and everything I'm seeing right now, oh man, this is. Like, the new routing is so good.
Yeah, there's been a lot of like tight improvements made for sure. But yeah, it's just such a fun game. Let's see, please jump off the edge. I don't want you to get in my way. No way, always do that. That's what I was afraid of. This Picantis is particularly challenging because he likes to stop in advance of your trap, because we need to get him off of here. One of the quests we need to do is break 2 Picantises completely.
So when you're talking about doing quests like preemptively, this game is definitely it.
Yeah, this area is especially because we completely do every quest before we even talk to the NPC of the area, which is an interesting strategy. Come on, there we go. Oh yeah, come back. Oh wow, there's no Spuddy really near me, so this should be interesting. Yeah, we did not get particularly good cycles, which is unfortunate. I'm gonna see if I can draw a Spuddy near me while this Buffalocus is figuring itself out. Come on, keep coming. Keep coming.
Do it.
Come on.
I actually used that
No!
flying thing to break it.
No, yeah, I usually do too, but because I got such a bad cycle with it, I had to wait that long for the Buffalocus to get back. There we go.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. There we go. All right, so this is another particularly challenging area of this section. We need to get this black Raspy through the area safely, and these Enchiritos are very frustrating. They like to dig in the ground and like cause mayhem. So you have to bait them really well. But also you can't go too fast, because then you'll leave the black Strabby in the dust, kind of. So, and then we kind of have to wait for that to figure itself out as well.
It's a pretty cool idea for a little dungeon. Just getting that one black Strabby out.
Yeah, it's like a very complex maze system.
I mean, it doesn't look like a maze, even though the upper path is somewhat amazing, but also really weird, challenging is that area with the water. Like, the moment your Strabby, when it's covered in chocolate at least, goes into water, the chocolate disappears, so you have to parkour around that.
Alright, so we actually did all of Shelda's quests in advance. So we're just mass turning them in, basically. Oh, wait, did one of them not break? Okay, I've never had that happen before. All right, get back here.
Something might have happened to him that he...
I thought I saw him break. I thought he got shot by this water. Come here. Come here. No, come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. There we go. The unfortunate thing is I'm gonna have to wait 20 seconds for him to break still. That's what stinks. Come on. I'm just gonna keep him in the water so he can't mess with me again.
Poor Soda can.
Come at me, praying Picantis. Come on. Alright, that should be enough. Where are we?
So yeah, this is Steve's favorite character.
Yeah.
Shelda. The Legend of Shelda.
Okay. Black Raspy. We all saw it come up, did we not?
I did.
I am gonna have to check. I might have to reload the checkpoint because I don't know why that's not triggering. This is a very unusual split here.
Maybe because you had to wait so long, the area where it's supposed to be isn't there.
Yeah.
Did it deload?
Yeah, must have. Or something. I figured it would be fine, you know. But we're gonna have to run it back through the maze again. That was very unusual. That's all right. This split right here is probably the most volatile of all of them, in my opinion, because there's just a lot of like RNG and patterns that are affected by this split. This and actually the very next section that we're gonna do is also kind of volatile, but not as much as this one is. Okay, so you're gonna go here. All right, you're gonna go here and stay here. You're gonna go back here, stay there. Come on. The good news is I don't think we'll have to re-break all of the walls, which is good. But we do have to lead it all the way back through. I don't know why that happens. Instead of running on the path, that sometimes the Raspy just likes to run into his own bush, or whatever the case is.
My educated guess would be that the Raspy was somewhere above ground, but you need him to be close to the,
There we go.
doorway over there. And he wasn't close enough. That's my guess.
Yeah.
But I'm not entirely sure.
Now,
Well, I didn't want to say it out loud because I didn't want to jinx anything. Well, I did kind of say it out loud already, but up until this split, we were on world record pace by like 30 seconds.
Oh.
But this split alone cost me almost 3 minutes, so that's gone. But that's fine. It's still going really well, so we get to see all the cool parts of the run, which I'm really happy about. This next section is where we're going to see our friend Floofty that we saw all the way back near the beginning of the game as well. All right, so I need some cheese here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here and come here. There we go. All right, yeah. So this is another cool technique for capturing a lot of the things we need to here, but it's a little bit tight of a window because you can get trolled a little bit by the other more aggressive Bugsnax around, which is hopefully not what happens, but we'll see. All right, so that's good so far. Okay, yep, a little bit trolled here. Okay, let's see.
Oh yeah, that's a major troll.
There we go. Yeah, because they were both frozen, but otherwise that was okay. That wasn't the end of the world.
You took it. Absolutely.
All right, and then Fluke. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, real quick. You saw that we got the lesser Kokomite, but there's also the greater Kokomite. But in my heart, they're both the greater Kokomites.
Yeah, there's no reason that they needed to specify that. It's just rude.
Aha, Bugsnax, to think. Use this.
Oops, okay, actually, that's fine.
Here we have Floofty, who is working on a new invention, which is a giant gun, which not only makes us like choose where it goes, like where the malfunction in your body goes, but also you can access the memory in your cells and change everything that's already been transformed. And it's really weird. Floofty is actually the funny, like, how would I say it? What's a good way of describing what Floofty does for a living?
Yeah, they do very experimental science. So it's still based in science, but kind of in a way that one of those scientists that isn't afraid to take things too far, to experiment and really figure it out. Like Floofty has even talked about in the lore, we'll talk about how they would like to turn their limb into a Bugsnax and then try to like eat that limb or something like that to see if it's a Bugsnax or if it's a limb or a combination of the two or whatever the case may be. So like an experimental scientist, it's, you know, where as the science is a little bit controversial, I would say, but you know, very passionate. All right, so we got Shelda to return and we got Floofty to return. So that means we have 11 out of 12. We only need one more. And coincidentally, there's one more area of the whole map that we haven't yet to see, which is going to be an extension off of the Sugar Pine Woods that we saw earlier, where Chandlo and Snorpy were. And this one will be called Frosted Peak. Well, I'm having a little bit. Oh yeah, we're doing interviews. That's why I was like, wait, why? I had a complete kind of like brain fart, for lack of a better term. I could not remember what I was supposed to do for a second. But yeah, interviews is what we're doing. Not feeding. Interviews.
We are a journalist, and we've done one interview so far, and we need to do like 4 more. Sorry. At least at this point in time, to get some items out of it, which we need to trigger the end game.
I couldn't.
Or at least the next area.
Here.
Yep.
I dug this up the other day.
Yep, exactly. So there are 4 key interviews that we have to do to get the items that we need. So the first one here was with Wambus. Second one here is going to be with Gramble. And then basically the tech that goes into this is answering the questions as, you know, as in the fastest order possible, because you do not need to ask all of the questions needed in order to get what you need. You just need to ask the specific ones. So it's all about getting access to those questions as fast as you can. All right. Oops.
And then this is a new person, Snorpy. Snorpy is also a scientist, but more so a maker, an engineer. He made the what do you call it? The hook shot as well as the trip wire.
Yep. Yeah, so and you'll see towards the end he kind of he modifies our tools even further, which we won't get into it yet, but we'll get into it soon. As to what he does, what kind of modifications he does.
It's a man.
And this is the final interview. We get a diary out of that. And we got a key earlier from, I believe, Gramble.
Oh, you betcha.
Yes,
So,
Gramble gives us the key, I believe, yeah.
And in this diary that's over here, we get another clue. And together with another clue that we got in the beach area that we were just in, we now have everything. Some clues, a map. I think there's another thing.
Yeah, you have to get 2 sides of the code, which one is given to us, but the other we actually had to find on the ground right next to Floofty. So you might have noticed after I was done with Floofty, I walked over to a particular area and grabbed something off the ground. That was part 2 of the code, or I guess part 1 because we didn't have the other part yet, but still. And then here we are at the final area, Frosted Peak. This one has some fun tech too. All right, we're gonna aggravate that Mount Sodi because we need to capture it. There we go. And we're gonna need the trip shot here, and then this is gonna be the last person we get to return, which is Agabel.
Well, sorta.
Yeah. One thing what we haven't mentioned in regards to the story is that there's another central point that it kind of revolves around, which is the kind of not de facto leader, but the actual leader of the group, which her name is Lizbert. And she has been missing this entire time, which is kind of why everything went to disarray afterwards. They were missing their leader, so they all kind of, you know, neglected to do what they needed to do, or they all got into fights without proper leadership, and then they kind of just dispersed from there. So we're getting everybody to come back, but there's also this hesitance, like, where's Lizbert? Where's our actual leader? And Agabel is actually Lizbert's partner, so this is kind of the closest we've been to it so far. you know, we're getting closer and closer to finding Lizbert, because now we found her partner. So that obviously we must be close.
Here. No, I can't. I'll wait.
All right, Egabel, easy. Right in my face there.
Perfect. She wants to tell you something.
Yeah. Whisper it directly into my ear, I guess. All right.
You smell like marshmallow.
One thing that I think is interesting is that and I don't know because I don't play this game on PC, but there either is a patch for PC or there's going to be a patch for PC soon that's going to allow us to fast travel between locations. And I'm hoping that also comes to the PS5 version, because that is going to severely alter the routes for both no major skips and the 100% category, because a lot of it is just backtracking through areas. Like, you know, I have to exit the peak, so I have to walk through the woods to get back to Snacksburg and stuff like that. But we could save a lot of time with fast travel. So that will probably be something utilized in routes very soon. And hopefully on console too, because we don't have that. I'm playing on the most current patch on console right now. So
You're so
especially this part of the run, you just go to Sugar Pine Woods just to like traverse Snacksburg and the mountain.
Yeah, and then like all those doubling backs we had to do, like when we had to get the pop ticks, and we had to walk all the way back to Wiggle to turn them into her. You know, we get to skip all that stuff. So we're gonna cut this time down significantly. I think it wouldn't even surprise me if we could get below 1 hour on console even at some point.
And since I need 3 grumps, you might as well be one of them. Liz thought, because
So this is the door. This is the thing that's keeping us from where we need to go. We think Lizbert is behind this door, and we think the mysteries of the island are also behind this door.
this is it.
And that is what the code I referenced earlier is leading up to. We need to unlock this door. We need to get by, but we're a little bit stumped because we can't fully interpret what what all of these clues are leading us to. So right now we tried to open the door, but it's collapsing. So not quite, but we're almost there.
No, yes.
We got to be close.
Don't be.
I could, and that
Phil. I need.
and then
Thank you.
All right. So we got to do a little bit more backtracking, but before we can get through the door and then head on over to the end game run, for lack of a better term, in this game, we of course have to have one last blowout of a party. I mean, come on. You didn't think we were going to get to the end game without celebrating a little. We have to. Oops. We have to. And this is actually my favorite of the parties. We get to do a lot up front. Basically, the concept of this party coming up is that we need to get everybody comfortable enough to dance. So that, that involves a lot of different things that we solve very quickly, which is very, oops, accidentally fed. There you go.
wow, this part.
That was weird. Okay.
This is
All right. So first we're going to turn the radio to a specific song because somebody is going to complain about the music. And we're going to throw a cup over there and we're going to hoist a cup up high. There we go.
I understand your wisdom, great Shelda.
For some reason, Shelda will only dance when you crack that orb above her head. But you still have to do this cutscene regardless. But what you can do is you can actually preemptively hold the cup in order to get her to, go right as fast as possible, as opposed to waiting, holding the cup, and then throwing it after. That can be a little bit frustrating if you miss, because then you have to find the cup and then re-throw it at the orb. Wambus needs a little liquid courage. Beffica needed the song to be perfect. Filbo would dance no matter what because he's a pretty happy individual. Gramble won't dance until Wambus apologizes for being mean. Wiggle needs a little bit of liquid courage as well. We're going to talk to Floofty here, who says they say they don't really understand the purpose of dancing, rhythmic gyration, but Triffany and Floofty, there we go, couldn't think of their name. They have very similar scientific minds, so
be at my chance.
Triffany's able to kind of explain the archaeological significance of dancing and the cultural significance of dancing, and they go. And Snorpy was just worried that Chandlo doesn't love him, and he wasn't really sure on their relationship. But Chandlo says nothing, not to worry. We've been together for years, and I love you. So now they're both happy, and they can both dance. And here we are. Now everyone's dancing.
And Cromdo just wants to sell his drinks.
Yeah, Cromdo just wanted to sell his drinks. I forgot about Cromdo.
We did it, buddy. We're all
Yeah, Cromdo wanted to sell his drinks. Luckily, we were throwing them all over the place, so
all of us.
we satisfy that condition. But now we have another kind of long cutscene coming up here. I'll hark back to my friend Steve TV's online donation where he said the end is nigh and our doom approaches. And I want you to listen so you can figure out why he said that.
And well, you still need to interview Lisbeth, right? So our end is nigh. What? End? Well,
There's our end is nigh. We're gonna get a nice our doom approaches here in a second.
Party pooper.
Are you okay, buddy?
And the reason why Steve donated that in is, as we kind of alluded to, Shelda is Steve's favorite character. So in my chat, every time I'm running this game, we get some Shelda quotes from Steve.
Pray to your God.
But now we're, like I said, we're on another kind of extended cutscene here. So if we do have any donations, incentives, anything to talk about, now's a great time.
I see a big one.
Oh my goodness, yes, so there is quite a bit then. Let me refresh and just make sure here. Alright, so I have a $5 donation from Snowfats who says, kinda bug. A $10 donation from Snowfats who says, kinda snack. I appreciate that. And we have $74 from a Pekai who says, it's your boy Kai, 1K and going. Thank you very much for that donation. With that, we are at $1,010, excuse me. So thank you all so much. That is our first 1,000 for Calithon. And what a better run than during Conception's Bugsnax, which, by the way, I know you said you were on world record pace. You want to know what? In our hearts, you were world record pace. So thank you so much for this run.
You know what? I think 2 world records in one day would have been too much anyway. So you got to stay humble sometimes when you're speedrunning. So I don't mind it at all. But yeah, thank you for your donations. 1K earned already. Wow. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Couldn't be happier. Keep getting those donations in. I heard earlier when Sky was talking about a specific incentive, Bulbasaur versus Squirtle Bid War for Pokemon Sword. That runner is also very cool and handsome, and you should definitely check him out tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. That runner is me, so go ahead and check. I'll be on tomorrow morning running Pokemon Sword DLC as well. So get your money in. If you have a favorite, Bulbasaur usually wins these things, but let me appeal to the Squirtle hearts here. I do have a Squirtle right up top here on my desk. So Bulbasaur versus Squirtle, let's see how it goes. So story-wise, the island is collapsing. It's vibrating. There's actually a volcano in the distance as well. You can't see it from my perspective. It's starting to rumble and look like it's going to, kind of explode. And we need to get through that door. We have to save everybody now. The island is no longer stable. As you can see, everything around us is kind of collapsed. So we need to get there. We need to see if we can find Lisbeth. We need to save her if possible, and we need to get off the island before it's too late.
Well, I'm sick of being in the dark.
So
I want to know what's
that is what they're all kind of discussing, the game plan here.
I'll build a couple bonfires. Maybe a
Worth mentioning as well. So we're about to be in what we call the end game here. And the any percent category, we do so many skips in the first 5 to 6 minutes of the run. It skips like the first hour of this run. So what we do in an hour is done within like 5 to 6 minutes in any percent. And then from that point forward, when we enter the the end game sequence, for lack of a better term, the run is exactly the same between the two. So there is no differences there.
No more concerns? Great. Let's get to it then.
All right. So here we are. We're off. Gotta get back to that door.
Back to the door. It doesn't teleport you, unfortunately. Where else would you go?
Yeah. That's why I cannot wait for a nice, you know,
Two gonna come back to town?
Oh, I don't know.
patch
I'm starting to
that
like
will let
sleeping
us,
on
you know,
reasonable
fast
hours.
travel. Can't wait for that.
But I'm sure Liz misses our bed.
Come on, young
Well,
horses.
it'll be ready for
You
you.
can do it.
All right, one last traversal over to the door, and then we are in the Avengers Endgame, folks.
Chill. Tall.
Oh, do you need a break? How about water? Let me check your vitals.
No, I'm okay. Besides,
That's my dog in the background. If you ever stop by my channel, you'll see my channel points are called Jabba points because I have a pug that's named Jabba from Star Wars. So he's pretty popular on the stream. He's no Mort. I'm not gonna say he's Mort, but Mort is very popular. But Jabba's got his own followership as well. All right, and we're just gonna wait on this button.
all right, we're here. How do we get this thing open, Eggabell?
Turns out she wrote the order backwards.
Well, actually, you get to jump up and down a little bit here. One cutscene that we actually get to move in a little bit.
Nobody's perfect, right?
Just barely.
Just barely.
We're coming, Liz.
I think you can get access to your tools, and what you were telling me last time, at one point you were doing a run and you just like for fun shot Philbo with some sauce or something, and he fell out. It made the run like soft lock basically, or something like that.
No, he didn't soft lock, but it was like so slow. He just didn't even want to walk anymore.
Oh, he stopped walking. Okay, that's what it was.
Yeah, I don't remember if it was the first visit or the second visit to the door.
Ah, got it. Yeah, so if you do end up learning this game, don't shoot Philbo in those slow walking sequences. It's not going to help you. It's only going to hurt you.
So hey, we're in the Undersnacks.
Yes. Completely made of food / Bugsnax and whatever this juice is. I'm going to call it juice. Can't be blood because they're food, so got to be juice.
We better find her
Probably
fast.
tasty.
I would imagine. I like to imagine it's grape juice because we got grape Skitos on the island, right? So it's got to be some grape juice, or maybe some like strawberry juice.
One of them soda cans.
Yeah, that's right. We got some soda cans. All right, and then this is like we said, the end game, and this is Lizbert, and Lizbert. Spoiler alert, by the way, for the storylines of the game. I guess we should have been saying that all along, but Lizbert has turned into the queen of Bugsnax. But not because she has turned evil. She has mainly turned into the queen of Bugsnax in order to keep the island stable from the Bugsnax themselves, because the Bugsnax are not all they are chalked up to be. They're a little bit parasitic, actually. So they're trying to kind of force a takeover and a disruption of the island. And Lizbert has been trying her hardest to keep it under control this whole time, but it's starting to fall apart.
Get up. Hey, no! We're... Move!
And then finally, Lizbert and Eggabell are reunited. And Eggabell decides to join in with Lizbert as part of being the queen of Bugsnax as well, in order to buy us just a little bit more time so we can get off the island.
Time to get moving. Get back to Snacksburg! We're going to have to take a bit of a
It should also be
shortcut.
noted that in the Any Percent speedrun, this is the only part of the run where the developers confirmed that there is still a skip that we haven't found yet.
And it is not for lack of trying. So basically what we found is that in the Undersnacks, if we can somehow clip through the walls or the floor, it's basically surrounded by a loading zone. But we cannot find a way to get through the wall or the floor or anywhere in there. And we've been trying. We're going up on walls. We're trying to get up on those, little shelves where the Bugsnax were sitting up on the sides. We're trying all kinds of stuff, but we just cannot get through there.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. So if you're a glitch hunter or anything like that looking for a fun new project, bump your head into the wall in the Undersnacks for us to see if you can find something.
There. I great.
And this is the notorious section of the end game that we call in the community the Gauntlet. So what the Gauntlet is the Bugsnax are now coming to kind of attack us, for lack of a better term. And we need to fend them off. So we're going to be using the same kinds of tools that we use throughout the game, but slightly altered by Snorpy's in engineering. So for example, we have our snack trap here, but it's less of a trap now and more of a slap chop. You guys remember slap chop? So it kind of we kind of slam them down on the Bugsnax in order to, you know, kind of take them out there. And that's the first part of the Gauntlet. There's 6 small individual parts, and we use different tools for each.
Take this device and clear a path for us, please.
All right, this is our snack grappler, but now it's got, you know, a boxing glove on the end, so less of a grappler, more of a puncher.
So you should know that there's no way to get game over in here. There is a way to lose the character that you're defending, and the ending is just a little bit different, but not per se that you can go game over. However, there is an incentive into doing everything well, which is faster.
Yeah. So what we could do is, with the kind of like what Recount was talking about there, we can just let all of these games play out on their own. And what will happen is the Bugsnax will get to the 2 individuals that were happening out depending on the game, and then, you know, they'll start slowly turning more and more into a giant Bugsnax. But 1, that's slow. And 2, like, it doesn't really change too much of the end. Like, if we let, for example, in this mini game that we're doing with the tripwire, I could let every Bugsnax come down on its own, and if everyone got eaten by both Chandlo or Snorpy here, they still wouldn't fully turn. So it doesn't like, it's not like it would change the ending in the end to make it faster or something like that because there are less people. It doesn't affect anything. You'd have to, like, basically preempt it in the game by feeding them a lot of Bugsnax in game, and then also letting them eat more Bugsnax here for them to fully, you know, lose control. So it doesn't really add too much to the experience. Don't pop out. Oh, darn. So what we try to do there is we try to wedge ourselves in the geometry of the wood there so that we can stay forced far back. But I popped out there, so it, you know, loses us like a second or 2. And then this is the barrel section. I'll let Recount do the talking while I focus on it because it's the hardest part of the Gauntlet by far.
Okay, so there are a few waves of cheap poofs coming out, and a few waves of, I keep forgetting the names.
Grape Skeetos.
Grape Skeetos, thank you.
Yep.
You should concentrate. And they, like, both enemies go on a set path all the way to you, and you have to throw explosive barrels at them, which is not the best thing. So there, you can actually lock onto them. However, it's really inconsistent and really not precise. So we found some places where we could aim manually, and I have the feeling that Conception literally knows what is coming when. You got that fully memorized?
Yeah, I think I do.
Amazing. And we're just trying
to
kill everything as fast as possible. And yeah, that was perfect.
Yeah, it's literally as fast as I can go, I think.
Not only positioning is important, but also timing. Like, they go, the cheap poofs like go to each other and then go out of each other. You need to get that sweet spot.
Yep, so that's pretty much as good as that could have gone, so I'm pretty happy with that. This next one, this is our buggy ball from before, equipped with some spikes, so now it's, you know, it's no innocent little thing anymore. Missed that one somehow. There we go. So we're going to be rolling over some Bugsnax. This, again, same thing. The patterns of spawning are all the same, so I know where everything is going to spawn. So I try to just preempt getting my my buggy ball back. Oops. Jabba's a big fan of this one. As you can see, he's hollering in excitement. Oops, I missed that one. That's fine. Yeah. That's fine. Come back. We got one of them got away. That's fine. All right, and then there's gonna be 2 more waves of peel bugs here. Last one. There we go. So mostly fine. I had one get away from me, but that's fine. And the last one here is Whammus and Triffany. And we're going to be using our sauce slinger. Still slinging sauce like normal, but we're going to be using a special sauce that when they that like is especially attractive to the Bugsnax here, so much so that they'll charge into each other and explode each other. So that is what this last game is going to be. Again, the patterns are set in terms of spawn, so I know exactly where they're going to spawn, and I'm just going to be laying sauce exactly where I need to. So right here, for example, actually in the same exact spot, pretty much. And while those ones are charging, I'm going to preemptively set up these 2. There we go. There's going to be here, and then we're going to preemptively set up 2 more. And then,
important stuff.
Which is hit Whammus. There you go.
Yeah.
I was going to try and get Triffany too, but I didn't have enough time.
Oh well, you did the important thing, okay?
Yeah, if you don't hit Whammus with the sauce, your run is invalid. Unfortunately, it's in the rules.
Never mind.
So if you wanted a sneak peek at what these epic Bugsnax look like, you get a little sneak peek here. There's 2 of them.
Come on, we're not gonna make it.
And then here's there was 2 of them out of the 4, and then you'll have to see what the other 2 look like on your own playthrough.
Liz, egg.
I should say time is coming up pretty soon, probably in like the next, within the next like 45 seconds or so. But that gauntlet went pretty well. Pretty happy with that. It could have been a little bit better, but mostly went well.
Hey, you did well, and it shows.
There we go.
Really unfortunate about Sizzling Stands and whatever happened with the Strabby.
Yeah, I don't know what. Yeah, that was a little bit weird. One, that the praying pecan just didn't break because I'm pretty sure it got shot with the can. But 2, that the it didn't count. Oop, I hit not yet. That it didn't count my my Rasby.
I know.
So this is the part that can be a little bit different based off of if everyone survives a gauntlet and stuff. Obviously, you can see everybody on the beach there, and you can talk to them all individually for their own like retrospective. But if they don't make it, they're obviously not there. Time is coming up, by the way.
Don't worry. You're fine.
And
So I can.
there you go. That is Bugsnax. No major skips. Just want to give a couple shout outs because I know we're a little bit behind schedule here, so I'll keep it brief. But thank you to Calithon for not only including me in this event as a runner and as a host that I'll get to be a part of later on, but just for putting the event on in general, responding to a national crisis of racial-based attacks and things like that, and in doing their part in raising money to make that to help that that cause, which is really, really important. So thank you for doing that. Thank you to everyone behind the scenes for making it work. Thank you so much to Recount, who is staying up absurdly late on his for his time to help commentate my run. So I really appreciate it after running your Ape Escape 2, no less. So thank you so much.
You're welcome, buddy.
Yeah,
I enjoyed myself.
run Bugsnax. We have go to speedrun.com/Bugsnax for your guides. We actually have a subreddit as well, r/Bugsnax speedrunning. Check us out there, or just buy the game in general. It's available for PS4, PS5, and it's on the Epic Games Store as well. And yeah, if you like speedruns of this game, or I also do, as you'll see, some Pokemon speedruns or other fun speedruns as well, come on by twitch.tv/Conception2. I'll be happy to have you. Other than that, though, let's continue to get donations in and support this cause and stop AAPI hate, please.